get started on our back. So as you get settled in, you're welcome to find your way on your back. Yeah, I'll try to speak loud so you can, wherever you want. Yeah. And you have at least one person on Zoom too. So yeah, cool. So either making your way into a Shavasana or restorative rest pose with your knees bent and knees touching. One, two. As we settle into our backs, we need to bring attention to where you're making contact with the ground. Letting your body feel heavy here, molding to whatever ground you're on, uneven, even. And invite some big breaths here. Maybe some of your biggest breaths you've taken all day. Filling the lungs, filling the belly, slowly letting it all out, fully emptying. You might bring your attention to that in between the inhale and exhale, letting a pause carry us in between each breath. Each exhale, telling our body to relax, releasing any points of tension you may regularly carry in the shoulders or at the brow. Maybe wiggling your jaw back and forth. And then drawing our attention to our very heart center. You can imagine it just 2 inches below the surface of our chest, or our rib cage surrounding it. Breathing around this heart space as if our breath is circular or spherical, expanding from this center point in our heart center. Letting that breath radiate throughout your whole body, each cell a part of the breath. Allowing our breath to be an anchor in our practice, something to return to and anchor us in this moment. Wherever the sensation is rising for you, wherever you feel your breath most today. And it might be at your heart center, it might be at your nostrils. And we'll all be on our backs if you're not there quite yet. And bringing our knees into our chest, giving yourself a bit of a hug. Maybe rocking the knees back and forth, little circles. And slowly letting the knees fall to one side, either side. Our gaze can turn opposite direction. You can rest that hand on your knee if you'd like, or just let them be out wide in a T. Big exhales here, releasing into this twist. Slowly coming back to center and letting the feet meet the ground and just push into a gentle bridge pose. So just maybe lifting the hips up an inch or so. Just gentle here, no need to force any back bend. Just loosening the hips again. You might move them a little bit. And then lowering your seat, bringing the knees in and letting them fall to the other side. And slowly falling to the other side. And settling into this twist on the other side. Letting the breath be slow and slowly coming back to center. And then reaching the outsides of the feet, a gentle happy baby, just getting a little bit in flexibility in the hips, maybe stretching one leg, maybe rocking back and forth. Allowing it to be a little exploratory. And allowing the knees to come back together, lifting our head up, looking towards our belly button. We're gonna extend one leg long while we hold on to the opposite leg. Taking a breath here and then switching, exhale. Breath here and switching. And going along with this bicycle here on your own timing, just beginning to wake up the core. Aiming to connect our breath. A couple more. Letting both knees come in, our feet will meet the ground again. Another gentle bridge, just lifting the hips up a little bit. And slowly lowering them and letting our knees fall wide for a cobbler pose. So feet together, knees wide. I'm just taking 5 breaths here. You might place your hands on your belly or heart center. Taking this moment to set any sort of intention for your practice, whatever is bringing you today. On your next couple breaths, we'll bring our knees back into our chest and begin inviting some rocks along the length of your spine, maybe pausing in boat pose. Yeah, eventually meeting in child's pose, taking your time. Yeah, a little massage to the back. Eventually making our way onto our hands and knees, pushing back into child's pose, palms pressed into the ground. Knees can be wide or close together. Maybe taking a big sigh into the mat. On our next inhale, shifting into tabletop and going right into your cat and cow practice. So dropping the belly, inhaling, lifting the sit bones, and exhaling, curving the spine, looking towards the belly button. And finding your rhythm here. Full extension of the spine. And introduce any other organic movement, any circles here. Meeting back in a neutral spine, neutral tabletop. We'll turn our right fingertips toward out and towards our knees. So for a bit of a wrist stretch, either staying in a neutral spine, or you might try to cat here, seeing how that feels. Slight bend of the elbow. Gently coming out of that, giving yourself any wrist circles if you need, and then doing the other side. Pushing back into our child's pose. Exhale, arms reach long in front of us. On our inhale, shifting into modified planks or beyond our tabletop, and then lowering ourselves all the way onto our mat. So elbows come in, releasing our chest into the ground, and then rolling our shoulders back and down as we lift into a cobra. Gaze just ahead of us, keeping that spine long. And exhale, releasing into our child's pose. Pushing back. Nice. We'll do that again, connecting our breath. Inhale, shifting into that modified plank, bringing the elbows in, lowering our chest down, coming into cobra, shoulders back and down. And exhale, releasing back into child's pose. Our next few breaths, we'll tuck the toes and lift our hips into down dog. Hips shift up. And take a few moments here, bending and stretching the legs, allowing yourself to arrive in child's pose or down dog. Nice. On our inhale, shifting into plank, holding this for 3 breaths, lowering your knees if you need, finding a point of focus, doing the belly button, pulling up towards spine. On your 3rd breath, exhaling, releasing all the way down to your mat, preparing for cobra or up dog, rolling the shoulders back and down, and lifting up, dropping the shoulders, nice, and meeting back in down dog. Inhale, lifting our right heel up towards the sky, 3-legged dog, and then stepping it forward, coming into our low lunge, so dropping that back knee. We'll lift our arms up here, sinking into that front hip, dropping our shoulders, finding our point of focus. Inhale, shining the chest up, and then releasing it forward, and we'll press our hips back into a runner stretch, so that back foot shifts hips back, front leg stretch. And letting ourselves melt over this front leg. You might point and flex that foot. And drawing ourselves to the sensation where we feel this in the back of our legs, or maybe around our ankle. Walking our hands forward, shifting back into our low lunge, staying here, or you might reach back for a little more of a quad stretch, reaching that opposite, looking over right shoulder. Nice, breathing in to that left hip stretch. And exhale, releasing out of that. We'll meet in down dog, so tucking that back toe, lifting the hips up, taking a big breath here before lifting that left heel up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And exhaling, knee to nose, stepping it forward, low lunge, that back leg drops, lifting our arms up. Nice. Deep breath in and exhale, releasing our hands down, shifting our hips back, coming into that runner's stretch, letting our head be heavy over that front leg, pointing and flexing the toe. And exhale, shifting forward, staying here, reaching for that back leg. Added quad stretch, nice. And releasing that, meeting back in down dog, pressing palms into the ground, hips lift up. And then we'll walk our hands back to our feet. So hands walking to the back of our mat, hanging out in this forward fold for just a moment, maybe a slight bend in the knees. And then we're gonna slowly roll up standing. You can think of like a weight at our hip bones, melting off of us as we slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Arms can reach up. And then exhale, releasing them to our sides, mountain pose. Feeling both feet firmly planted into the ground. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. And take a halfway lift. And then exhale, we'll walk our hands forward, going through our plank and then lowering into low plank, up dog, or cobra, and meeting back in down dog. Nice. We'll go through that again. It's a little bit of a different sort of sun salutation, warming up, walking our hands back towards our feet, inhaling, coming all the way up to standing and slight bend in our knees, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, and exhale, forward fold, taking a halfway lift, and then walking our hands forward, going through a chaturanga, or you might just release it right into that up dog, your choice. Meeting back in down dog. Nice. We'll do that one more time, walking our feet, hands back to our feet. Inhaling, coming all the way up to standing, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And exhale, walking our hands forward, going through your chaturanga or straight into that up dog. And meeting back in down dog. Nice. Inhale, we'll lift our right heel up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, bringing that knee to nose, coming into our high lunge. Feet on different train tracks, arms reach up. Dropping our shoulders. Inhale, we'll lift slightly here. And exhale, just shifting our upper body forward for like an airplane. Lower body stays strong and still here. Inhale, reaching our arms back up. And exhale, hands reach back down onto our mat, pushing back into our down dog. Inhale, lifting that left heel up towards the sky. And exhale, stepping that foot forward, coming into high lunge on the other side, arms reach up. Dropping our shoulders. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, just shifting that upper body forward, airplaning that upper body. Arms can be strong, pulling towards each other behind you. And inhale, reaching up. And exhale, letting our hands come down. Stepping that back foot forward. Forward fold and coming all the way up to standing. Arms reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, sinking our hips back in chair. Arms can stay long along our ears, or they can find heart center, making that choice for yourself. Allowing our knees to track on the middle toe. Sinking our weight into the back of the heels. Maybe sinking a little lower with each exhale. And exhale, releasing forward. Taking a halfway lift. And then exhale, releasing into your flow so you can step your feet back. Going through chaturanga, meeting back in down dog. Yes. Inhale, lifting that right heel up towards the sky and stepping it forward again, coming into our high lunge, arms reach up. We'll take a twist here, opening towards our right, arms extend long, feeling our spine spiraling up towards the sky. And coming back to center, and then opening up into our warrior two. Leg spins down, front toes pointing forward, knee right in line with it. And finding our gaze just above our fingertips. Inhale, reverse our warrior, reaching up for that back leg, arm reaches up. Lots of space between that right hip and the right fingertips. And exhale, side angle, so connecting elbow to thigh. Left arm reaching towards your front. Inhale, we'll do it a couple more times. So reversing on your in breath and exhaling into side angle, allowing this to follow your breath. Coming back to warrior two, we'll stretch that front leg and shifting our hips back, coming into triangle pose so that right hand reaches down towards your shin. And coming back upright. We'll bend that front knee, coming back into warrior two, and then letting our hands cartwheel down, meeting back in down dog, option to go through your flow. Inhale, we'll lift that left heel up towards the sky, three-legged dog, and then stepping it forward, coming into our high lunge on the left side. Open towards our left, so arms and long, spine spiraling up towards the sky. Inhale back to center, and then opening up into warrior two, back leg spins down, shoulders dropped. And checking in with our feet, our full feet pressing into the ground, both front and back. Inhale, reversing, reaching for that back leg. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. And then exhale, letting that elbow come to thigh, coming into our side angle, right arm reaching long. Coming back up and then going back and forth between our reverse warrior and our side angle. Yeah, letting it be fluid, just a continuous movement. You're never fully arriving. Coming back to our warrior two and stretching that front leg, shifting our hips back, coming into triangle. So reaching for that left shin and trying to keep our tailbone underneath us. Coming back up to our warrior two, letting our hands cartwheel down. We'll step that back foot forward, meeting at the top of our mat. Coming all the way up to standing, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. And then shifting our hips back, coming to chair pose again. Weight in the back of our heels. And then twisting to our right. So looking towards our right, arms can stay long or they can connect at your heart center. Keeping our knees in line with each other. Coming back to center, we can extend long here. You're just reaching up towards the sky. And then sinking right back down into our chair pose. Twisting to the other side. Taking your arm variation. Nice. And slowly releasing into a forward fold. You can take a halfway lift. And we'll meet in down dog, taking your flow if you'd like. Taking a moment for child's pose if you need. Grabbing a sip of water. Now checking in with your breath. Where are you feeling it right now? On your next few breaths, we'll meet in down dog. Inhale, we'll lift that right heel up towards the sky. And exhale, just bringing knee to nose. And then inhaling, extending that back, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bringing knee to opposite. And then letting that press through, coming into a wild thing. So opening up towards your left. Yeah. You can keep both arms on the ground or you can reach up your left hand up towards the sky. Nice, feeling our chest expand here. And then letting that left hand come down, planting the left hand firmly into the ground, coming into a side plank on the other side. So now you're facing the right, reaching the right fingertips up towards the sky, maybe letting that knee come down if you need. Awesome. And releasing that hand down, going through your flow or just pushing back into down dog. Nice. Inhale, lifting that left heel up towards the sky. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to opposite elbow, and then pressing that through, coming into wild thing on the side. Nice. And letting that right hand come down, pressing the right hand into the ground as we come into a side plank on the other side. Awesome, feeling connected to our core, lowering that knee if you need. And releasing that hand down, again, pushing through your slow flow or right back into down dog. Inhale, lifting our right heel up towards the sky, and stepping it forward, coming into our high lunge. Arms reach up. Opening up into warrior two, and taking our reverse warrior again, reaching back. And exhaling into side angle, elbow to thigh. Arms reaching back into warrior two. And letting our hands come back down onto the mat. And turning that back foot in. Letting the right foot come a little bit outside. Preparing for lizard pose. Yeah. And you can stay here with your knee up, or if you'd like, lowering that knee down. Breathing into this front stretch. If you'd like to lower onto your elbows, what flexibility is allowing you today, or just staying on your hands. Nice. If you'd like, reaching back for another quad stretch. And releasing our hands down. Tucking that back toe, lifting that knee up, and we're gonna walk our hands towards our left, coming into eventually a wide forward fold, kind of unfolding of it, nice, yeah. And just letting ourselves melt over in this forward fold. Maybe your hands reach the ground, or they might, you might grab the back of your head. And then planting our left hand or right hand into the ground, opening up towards the left for a twist. And letting that hand come back down. Walk our hands back towards the front, maybe going through that high lunge, meeting back in down dog. Hips lifting up. Nice. Inhale, lifting that left heel up towards the sky and stepping it forward, coming into our high lunge. Opening up into warrior two, that back leg spins down. Inhaling, reaching for that high, reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle. Back to our warrior two. Letting our hands come down. Turning that back foot in and letting the left foot come to the outside. Preparing for lizard. You can always rock onto the outside of that foot, drop, lowering that back knee, and letting yourself settle in on the left side here. If we can send our breath to where we're most feeling it. Maybe reaching for that back leg for another quad stretch if you'd like. And slowly coming out of that, tucking the back toe, walking that front foot in a little bit, then walking our hands towards the right, coming into that wide forward fold again. Taking this version, maybe grabbing the back of your head, maybe letting this move or just settle in a little bit. Then planting our left hand into the ground, opening up towards the right for a twist, wide legged twist. And letting that hand come down, hands back towards the front of our mat. That back toe turns in. And we'll step that back foot forward, coming all the way up to standing. Hands to heart center. And taking 3 to 5 breaths here. Bringing ourselves back to our breath, back to our contact with the ground. Noticing any changes in the body. Any other sensations that help bring us back to our mat. Inhale, we'll reach our arms up. And exhale, sinking into another chair pose. And staying here, or you might be try lifting up your heels. So lifting onto your toes, a little extra balance here. If you're feeling extra adventurous, you could turn this into a toe squat, eventually lowering, or just trying a little lower. Just notice where that engages your muscles. Nice. And then we'll all meet in a forward fold. Whew. And grabbing opposite elbows, a little movement here. Releasing the hands down. We're gonna prepare for crow pose. So finding our palms on the ground firmly, and we can begin bringing our knees to our upper arms, beginning to build a shelf. Nice. And if you have your own crow practice, you know what to do. Trying to lift a toe or two off the ground. Yeah, playing with it a little bit. Nice. And we'll meet on our seat. It's already almost there. Yeah. Relaxing the legs, shaking them out a little bit. Let them be loose. You can remove the flesh from your feet. We'll reach the arms up and then letting ourselves fall forward, kind of giving into this forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy. And slowly coming out of this, bringing our knees into our chest a little bit, feet planted on the ground, and taking a reverse tabletop. So hips lift up, head drops behind us. And slowly lowering. We're gonna set up for hero's pose. For those who'd like to try it, it is a little challenging on the knees, so I'll give another alternative. So for hero's pose, we'll be on our knees, and we let the knees come a little bit, or the feet come a little bit wider than our seat, and we drop our seat in between. If that's really not for you today, you can keep your knees here and like underneath you. I'll show this one before just to keep myself focused. But we'll eventually walk our hands back a little bit here, making our way on to either your forearms or eventually on to your back. This might be totally enough for you. Yeah, nice. Putting something underneath your hips like a block or something can be really great. Yeah, and so a big stretch to the front of the legs, also a lot happening in the knees. As much as you can, where can you settle here? Where can you relax? Maybe taking a few breaths, but also knowing when you're ready to come out of this pose, you totally can come out of it. Yeah. And as you do come out of this, I'd suggest maybe rocking the knees back and forth a bit. Making our way slowly onto our back. Oh, maybe before we get there, actually, let's do a boat pose. One last like core connection, working for this release into Shavasana. And we'll let both our feet and our head slowly meet the ground, trying to get them to meet at the same time as close as possible. Eventually just releasing and taking a few breaths here. We'll bring our feet in towards hip bones, preparing for bridge. So arms can be along our sides, taking a deep breath in and exhale, letting our hips float up towards the sky. From here, you can try extending that right leg up towards the sky. Nice, one-legged bridge. Maybe pressing a little bit higher. And then slowly letting that hip lower, letting that right knee connect with, or right foot connect with left elbow, coming into a figure four. You can reach through your hands, or your hands through your legs. Yeah, rocking back into figure four. Yeah, inviting a little movement here. And stay here for 10 or so breaths. Maybe with each exhale, your legs shift a little bit closer to you. You can also let that left foot come to the ground if that's a figure for. Then we're gonna let that top leg sort of eagle over our left, letting this whole structure turn into a twist. So You can either keep your legs crossed, you can also just stack your knees, coming into another twist here. Crossing your legs makes it a little more of a deeper twist. And staying here, or this can turn into, I believe it's cat pulling its tail, where you might reach for that left foot and you can extend that top leg, that right leg forward. You could even reach for that front too. Slowly coming out of this side. Bring our knees into our chest. Maybe a happy baby. And then letting our feet come towards our sit bones. And coming into another bridge. Letting the hips float up. And extending that left leg up towards the sky, maybe lifting the hips a little bit higher. And as you lower your hips down, connecting ankle to knee and coming into our figure four on this side. Slowly letting this turn into a twist for yourself. Maybe crossing the legs or just stacking the knees. Twisting towards the left or right, you know which side. And letting this turn in maybe into a cat pulling a tail, reaching for that back foot, maybe extending the top leg. Yeah, nice. Slowly coming out of this side. Maybe bringing the knees to your chest, however you want to unwind out of this one. And coming in, either legs up the wall or maybe a shoulder stand, legs up the invisible wall, just shooting your legs up or rocking up into a shoulder stand. Nice. You might let this turn into a plow or just unwinding yourself out of this on your own time. And from here, we can let our feet stay our knees wide, coming again into a cobbler pose. Oh, cobbler pose. What was that? Okay, yeah, cobbler pose. So on our backs, knees are wide, feet together. Your hands might find your belly or chest. Letting gravity do most of the work here. Try not to hold anything in the hips. Letting the body settle as if sand or sediment can settle towards our mat. Staying here as long as you'd like and allowing any other movements. This could be your final resting pose, or you can sort of reverse that, coming into this restorative rest pose. And whatever your body needs as you find yourself in a final resting position. Getting out any movements so you can find stillness. As you arrive to your final Shavasana, just releasing into it, nothing left to do here. You can begin inviting some big breaths into the belly. Letting that radiate, inviting any movements to the fingers and toes, gently waking ourselves up. Eventually pushing ourselves to one side. Taking your time. Joining at a seat to close our practice together. Letting your hands find a comfortable position in your lap or at heart center. We'll take 3 big inhales and exhales together to close our practice. Taking a deep breath in. Allowing your head to bow forward. Honoring yourself and for practicing in community today. Namaste. Thank you.